Keep seeing 1111 or 444 today. Archangel Michael September 14 message could decode the universe's secret plan for you. Don't miss the signs. There are no accidents in the realm of spirit. There are no random numbers flashing across your screen, no repeating patterns appearing on clocks, receipts, signs, or sky. There is only alignment and those chosen to see it. As the heavens align over the date of September 14, something ancient stirs in the unseen, a divine convergence, an intersection of the celestial with the earthly. This is not just another day on your calendar. This is a portal in time, a sacred hinge point upon which the weight of destiny swings. For those who have been seeing 1111, for those who have been followed by 444, this moment is not confusion. It is confirmation. These numbers are not cute coincidences or digital quirks. They are messages, encoded signals from the throne room of heaven. They are heavenly Morse code being sent on repeat until you stop, until you pause, until you listen. 1111 whispers alignment. 444 declares angelic presence and order. And now, on the edge of this divine date, Archangel Michael himself is dispatched with a sword of light, revealing what many have felt, but few could name. There is a secret plan unfolding, a blueprint written before time that is now being unsealed. But not everyone will receive this. Not everyone is ready. Not everyone will pause long enough to hear. For in this hour, distractions are many, and discernment is rare. And the spirit realm only speaks to those who dare to listen with their spirit, not their flesh. To those who have stumbled across this message, know this: you were led here. This isn't by chance. You were drawn here because your spirit is beginning to stir. Something in you has noticed the signs, felt the shift, sensed the whisper that said, "Look again." Archangel Michael stands ready, sword in hand, guarding this holy release of truth. But only the obedient, the quieted, and the spiritually awake will receive what is being unveiled. If you are watching, if you are feeling, if you are perceiving the pulse of this hour, you are being called to decode the divine matrix. And your first act of obedience is stillness. Be still, be watchful, be open. The plan is already moving. Your only task is to see it, receive it, and align. Type "I am ready to SE" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1114 is now opening heavenly scrolls over your life. Hear now, O you who have been summoned by the Spirit. Let your ears awaken. Let your spirit stand to attention. For this day, yes, this very moment, has not arrived in vain. September 14 is not just another date on your calendar. It is a divine trumpet call echoing across dimensions, disrupting the noise of the natural with the sound of the supernatural. And Archangel Michael, captain of heaven's hosts, defender of destiny, guardian of prophetic order, has been loosed into the earth to bring clarity to the awakened and confusion to the adversary. Today is not tomorrow, and tomorrow will be too late. Heaven speaks now. Heaven invades now. Heaven releases now. There is an urgency in the heavens, and time is bending to deliver a message to those who have eyes to see and ears to hear. This is not a coincidence. It is a heavenly interruption meant for your eyes alone. You didn't just scroll into this message. You were drawn by a divine signal, the numbers flashing before you, the tug in your spirit, the electric buzz behind the silence. And now, Archangel Michael steps forth with a word encrypted in light. This is no gentle whisper. It is a spiritual code embedded in fire. It separates the called from the distracted, the awake from the asleep. Heaven is not speaking to everyone, and that's intentional. This is not a broadcast. This is a transmission. Highly sensitive. Spiritually encrypted. Only those aligned in this moment will understand what is being said. If your soul feels agitated, if your heart feels like it's pacing, if your eyes are locking onto this message like it holds the oxygen you didn't know you were gasping for, it's because it does. This message is not for the lukewarm. It is not for those busy chasing the temporary while ignoring the eternal. It is not for the casual Christian, the halfway believer, the distracted soul. No, this is for the ones whose spirits have been crying out in silence, who've been sensing the storm before the lightning, who've heard their name whispered in their dreams, but couldn't find the language for the longing. Archangel Michael is here not with comfort, but with clarity. He comes not with questions, but with answers veiled in discipline. He holds a sword, not a spoon. He is not offering ease, he is offering alignment. For within these very hours of September 14, the courts of heaven have opened scrolls, and your name has been traced with fire. There is something being written about you, but only the awake will read it. Are you awake? Are you watching? Or are you distracted by the temporary? Because this is not just a word, it's a war cry. A wake-up call. A prophetic blast across the veil. The signs are not symbols. They are summons. 1111 has been tapping on your awareness, not to play with your curiosity, but to pull you into synchronization with heaven's calendar. And 444. That is the march of angelic ranks. They are positioning themselves even now. This is military movement in the realm of spirit, and your alignment determines their orders. Stand in your awareness. Prepare your altar. Quiet the noise. Archangel Michael is present. Heaven is open. The clock is not just ticking, it is prophesying. You are not late, but you are being timed. September 14. Today. Within these hours. Your response to this message is being written in the archives of eternity. Type "I received this clarity" in the comments. Blessing code 1414 is now releasing divine instructions into your spirit. There is a spiritual discomfort rising, not one of pain, but of pressurized awakening. A holy tension. A divine agitation. You've felt it for days, maybe weeks. You've been glancing at the clock only to see 11 staring back like a divine mirror. You've seen 444 woven into moments, receipts, timestamps, license plates, digital echoes, and you've asked silently, what is this? Why now? What does it mean? And yet the answers have evaded you until now. This is the mystery that disrupts the numb. This is the soft thunder rolling through your soul. Heaven is not trying to comfort you. Heaven is trying to awaken you. These numbers are not meant to decorate your curiosity. They are divine triggers placed in your path to unravel the veil over your purpose. The unease you feel is not fear. It is the weight of spiritual reality colliding with human limitation. It is your soul remembering something your mind has not yet caught up with. It is the whisper of destiny knocking at the walls of your routine. There are forces watching you, not just from heaven. The enemy knows something is shifting around you. Something has been unlocked, and while your natural life may seem normal, the spiritual realm is not calm. It is stirred. Why? Because the moment you become aware of the signs, the battle intensifies. Not everything you feel is yours. Some of it is spiritual static warfare in the airwaves. As heaven tries to press in, resistance rises. Have you noticed the sleeplessness? The distractions? The unexplainable fatigue when you try to pray or focus? That is not coincidence. That is interference. Because the signs have spoken, and now the Spirit is reaching. Why today? Why you? Why now? Because the date matters. September 14 has been marked long before you were born. It was circled on heaven's calendar. On this date, a divine exchange was scheduled, a release of information, activation, spiritual alignment. But only those spiritually attuned, emotionally aware, and obediently still would perceive it. The numbers were your invitation. 1111 whispered, "Come higher." 444 declared, "We are standing guard." Every repetition was not a glitch. It was an angelic tap on the shoulder of your spirit. Wake up. Pay attention. You are being watched, not just from below, but from above. And now, Archangel Michael stands between realms, announcing that you have entered a space of revelation and resistance. Yes, both at once. For every measure of divine insight attracts an equal measure of spiritual attack. The enemy knows you are seeing. And when you begin to see, you become dangerous. But hear me, this disruption is not to destroy you. It is to position you. It is to call your senses into agreement with the Spirit. It is to demand that you stop looking at life with natural eyes and begin to interpret your season with divine discernment. There are messages being whispered into your life right now, not loud enough for the crowd to hear, but clear enough for your spirit to catch if you lean in. This is the moment where you must decide. Will you keep scrolling past your signs? Or will you decode the mystery of why heaven has chosen you now today in this exact moment? You are not hallucinating. You are not imagining it. You are not exaggerating the significance of those numbers. You are being called. And the cosmos is echoing your name. Type "I am chosen" to SE in the comments if this message touches your spirit. Blessing node 444 is now activating divine discernment over you. When God begins to reveal mysteries like this, it means He is raising a remnant, not just for revelation, but for release into destiny. And right now, through this message, you felt that call deep in your bones. If this message is stirring you, blessing you, drawing you closer to divine alignment, then take a moment to support the mission of reaching others just like you. Give, and it will be given to you a good measure, pressed down, shaken together and running over. Luke 6:38. This isn't just a verse. It's a spiritual law that's being activated in your life right now. I believe God is prompting some of you to sow into this word, not to help us, but to help heaven reach another soul on the edge of their breakthrough. Your giving becomes light to someone else's dark timeline. It becomes oil for their lamp in the midnight hour. So, if your spirit is moved, respond prophetically. Through YouTube Super Thanks, membership, or a one-time PayPal donation using the link in the video description. Don't just consume this word, partner with it. Align with it. Act on it. I speak a divine return over every seed sown, 30, 60, even 100-fold. Let angels be released with your name on their wings. Move in obedience. Move in alignment. And move now. There is a reason the signs have increased. There is a reason the numbers keep repeating with surgical precision, not by chance, but by design. You are not being haunted by these signs. You are being pursued by purpose. And when purpose rises, warfare intensifies. This is not just about seeing 1111. This is not just about noticing 444. This is about divine targeting, heaven revealing itself to you because you've reached a moment where your awareness is a threat to darkness. Hear me, this is spiritual warfare, not spiritual curiosity. You've been chosen, and with that choosing comes confrontation. Not every storm in your life is about failure. Some storms are stirred because you've become dangerous to hell. The enemy has seen the notifications you've ignored. He's heard your name spoken in the chambers of heaven. He knows you're starting to wake up to your timeline, your calling, your authority. And because of that, interference has been launched against you. But do not fear, for you are not unguarded. Archangel Michael, commander of angel armies, is not watching passively. He is actively engaged. He is the one who fought Lucifer when rebellion first struck heaven. He is the one who carries the flaming sword, standing between what should have touched you and what never will. He is the one assigned to the ones who carry divine assignments. That is you. The numbers are not just signs of favor. They are signals of battle. They are confirmation that a conflict is raging over your alignment. When you see 1111, it is heaven's way of showing you the path is open, but guarded. When you see 444, it is not just encouragement, it is a spiritual formation of warriors in position. You are surrounded, not by threats, but by divine reinforcements. Now hear this clearly. Your response in this moment determines the outcome. This is not a test of intelligence. It is a test of obedience. Your posture will decide your protection. Your silence will determine your strength. Your stillness will release your strategies. And every move is being watched, not by man, but by angels. Not by crowds, but by commanders in the spirit. Heaven is watching how you handle the call. Every thought, every word, every action, every delay, every yes, every no. You are being observed by the Most High, because this moment is more than personal. It is prophetic. The conflict surrounding you is not about your past. It's about your future. The enemy is not attacking you because of what you've done. He's attacking because of who you're about to become. And yes, there are watchers. Not just angels, but adversaries. Unseen spirits monitoring your progress, eavesdropping on your prayers, trying to distract your discernment. This is why the spiritual atmosphere feels thick. This is why clarity has felt clouded. Because something is trying to suppress what God is awakening in you. But hear the word of the Lord. It cannot succeed. Not when you are aligned. Not when you are obedient. Not when you surrender and silence the noise. You are in a moment of holy tension. You are standing in a realm between attack and announcement. Between conflict and coronation. And Michael stands over this battle, not as a bystander, but as a commander. He watches how you respond. He marks your obedience. He enforces your authority. The numbers have been your notice. The battle has been your proof. But your alignment will be your unlocking. Type "I stand in alignment" in the comments if this word is speaking directly into your situation. Blessing code 777 has now surrounded your name with heavenly protection and authority. Something is shifting. The heavens are heavy with movement. And the signs you've been seeing, 1111, 444, they are not just reminders. They are divine countdowns. They are sacred alarms echoing in the spirit realm, announcing that the unseen is about to touch the visible. Hear this and hear it clearly. Within 72 hours of September 14, there will be movement. There will be revelation. There will be confrontation. There will be a shaking, both around you and within you. This is not fear. This is prophetic urgency. You must understand that nothing in the spirit happens by accident. The repeating numbers are not just validations of your awareness. They are invitations to prepare. Heaven is speaking in rhythm, and those who are sensitive to the flow can feel it. There is pressure building, not just in your personal life, but in the atmosphere itself. Have you noticed the tension? The strange conversations? The sudden pushback from people you thought were for you? Have you felt the shift in how you're being treated? The timing of things going wrong, or the sudden fog that settles in when you're close to a decision? This is the unseen preparing to manifest. There are things moving in the background, people speaking in rooms you cannot hear, spirits moving in dimensions you cannot see, battles forming in timelines that have not yet reached your calendar. But the Lord says this: nothing is hidden from heaven. Every conversation spoken behind your back has been recorded in the courts of righteousness. Every false accusation, every betrayal, every plot, heaven has already seen it, and the response is already on the way. Do not be shocked if someone walks out within these 72 hours. Do not be surprised if something you trusted suddenly cracks. This is not destruction. This is exposure. This is not loss. This is realignment. God is removing what cannot go where you are called to stand. What seems like delay is actually divine protection. What feels like confrontation is actually divine confirmation. The resistance you're about to face isn't meant to break you. It's meant to reveal you. But the Spirit of the Lord says, not all can go with you into this next dimension. That's why some things are falling apart. That's why some people are turning cold. That's why some doors are closing faster than you can understand. Because this is a holy filter. And only the pure, only the aligned, only the obedient will walk through what is coming next. Archangel Michael is not still. He is not waiting. He is not contemplating. He is moving. Heaven has already begun positioning the forces necessary for your protection, your exposure, and your ascension. But you must stay postured. You must stay surrendered. You must not let fear hijack the message. You must not let worry block the win. These next 72 hours are not ordinary. This is the edge of a shift. This is the turning point. This is the countdown of a divine reversal. If you're sensing urgency, it's because the veil is thinning. If you're feeling emotional, it's because your soul knows what's coming before your mind can comprehend it. Let them talk. Let the doors close. Let the silence deepen. Heaven is not late. It's waiting for the exact moment when your obedience aligns with divine timing. And when it does, oh, child of God, nothing will be able to stop the floodgates that are opening in your favor. Type "I am ready for this shift" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 9911 is now synchronizing divine appointments in your timeline. Now that the storm has been announced, now that the countdown has begun, the question rises in the spirit: what must you do? How do you respond when the unseen is stirring and the realm of light is clashing with forces of darkness over your destiny? What does heaven expect of you in the hours leading up to breakthrough? The command is clear: be still. Not because you are helpless, but because heaven is not asking you to fight this one in the flesh. This battle is not won by words, by panic, or by striving. It is won by stillness. It is won by the power of trust. Stillness is not inaction. Stillness is warfare in disguise. Stillness is your submission weaponized. When you choose to quiet your mind, your mouth, and your movements, you activate the armies of heaven. Archangel Michael has not drawn his sword to be entertained. He stands, wings extended, flames of divine fury at his back, because something precious is being protected. You. Your call. Your alignment. Your obedience. But hear this well: heaven will not override disobedience. If you step outside of divine posture, if you run to defend what God wants to expose, or argue when heaven wants you silent, you will delay what was meant to be released. You must withdraw from the chaos. You must resist the urge to explain yourself. You must silence the inner critic and the outer noise. This is the moment to come low, to quiet your soul, to kneel in stillness and let God do what only He can. Arguments will not shift atmospheres. Anger will not unlock doors. Stillness is the strategy. Silence is your shield. Obedience is your sword. The enemy thrives in distraction. He wants to provoke you, bait you, pull you out of position with emotional warfare. But when you are still, You rob him of access. When you are still, you become untouchable. When you stop reacting, you begin receiving. And when you refuse to move without the breath of the Spirit, heaven begins to move on your behalf. Even now, the Lord is whispering assignments to angels. Even now, messages are being dispatched with your name on them. But they do not fly into chaos. They land in peace. If you want divine instruction, create divine conditions. Stillness is the landing strip for revelation. And Archangel Michael only moves in atmospheres that honor alignment. You've fought long enough. You've explained yourself enough. You've been tempted to defend what God is removing. But this hour demands stillness. Withdraw from every unnecessary conversation. Step out of gossip's orbit. Shut the door to what drains your discernment. Guard your mouth. Guard your spirit. Guard your peace. This isn't weakness. This is war. This is how generals move in the Spirit. This is how sons and daughters of the kingdom war with wisdom. You've been sent signs. 1111 as the call to align. 444 as the sign that you are surrounded. Now the instruction is clear. Be still. Let the Lord fight while you stand in surrender. Let Michael war while you watch and worship. This storm is not meant to drown you. It is meant to deliver you. And your stillness is the boat that carries you across. You are not forgot. You are not alone. You are under divine protection. But obedience must be your shield. Let the world rage. Let the winds howl. Let the accusers talk. You be still. You stay hidden. You stay anchored in obedience. Type "I choose stillness" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 0000 is surrounding you now with unshakable peace and angelic defense. There comes a moment in every chosen one's journey when the shell breaks and the soul rises. That moment is now. You are not who they remember. You are not who you were even 7 days ago. Something has shifted, not just around you, but within you. The pressure, the signs, the stillness, they weren't just for warning. They were for transformation. And now, the divine narrative pivots. The cry of war turns into the song of rising. What was once hidden is now being revealed. You are becoming. Let it be said with authority, you are not who they think you are anymore. They saw your silence as weakness, but heaven saw it as submission. They mistook your pain for punishment, but it was preparation. They misjudged your distance as defeat, but it was divine incubation. You were not being buried, you were being planted. And now, child of God, you are about to rise, not in noise, but in power. Not in defense, but in divine authority. You've been through fire. The battles didn't break you, they baptized you. The losses didn't define you, they refined you. The nights you cried out in silence, the mornings you woke up with questions, the hours you sat in stillness while others laughed at your pause, all of it was divine forging. The anointing upon your life is not from sermons you heard. It is from valleys you walked through. It is from tombs you were sealed inside and still resurrected from. This is why the numbers wouldn't stop appearing. 1111 was heaven marking your alignment. 444 was heaven marking your assignment. The signs were proof that what was growing in silence was not small. It was sacred. And now, that seed of purpose is cracking open. You are stepping out of hiding. But you are not stepping out as who they left. You are stepping out as who God always knew you were. Let the old labels fall. Let the former opinions fade. You do not have to explain your glow, your shift, your wisdom, or your clarity. This is the reward of obedience. This is the unveiling of royalty. Heaven always knew the weight you carry. You didn't need their affirmation. You needed isolation. And now, heaven is announcing what it protected in secret. You. They won't recognize your walk. They won't understand your discernment. They won't comprehend how you hear and know and see. That's fine. They weren't supposed to. This all wasn't meant to be explained. It was meant to be experienced. There is now an elevation happening, but it's not loud. It's strategic. It's in the way your voice carries weight. It's in the way your silence demands attention. It's in the way your atmosphere shifts when you walk into rooms. This is what happens when one has been forged in fire and favored in silence. You are rising, and it is undeniable. Not everyone will like it. Not everyone will celebrate it. But everyone will see it. Archangel Michael is not only guarding you, he is escorting you. Heaven is not just watching you. Heaven is announcing you. You are not a seeker anymore. You are a carrier. You are not a question anymore. You are a solution. And even now, you are being called to stand in rooms that once ignored you, to speak to hearts that once rejected you, to walk through doors that once wouldn't open. The shift has come. The silence was your classroom. The stillness was your armor. And now, authority has clothed you. You are not who they think you are anymore. You are who heaven has called you to be, and no one can stop what's already been anointed. Type "I am rising in power" in the comments if this is your moment. Blessing code 8844 is igniting your divine authority now. The veil is thinner now. The air is charged. You can feel it, not with your flesh, but with your spirit. Something divine has turned in your direction. What once was concealed is now being revealed. The signs that kept appearing, 1111 and 444, were not mere nudges. They were divine notifications from the throne room. And now, the scrolls are being unsealed. Your name, yes. Your name has been spoken in the courts of heaven. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. Your waiting was not wasted. Your quiet obedience in dark seasons has been brought before the council of the Most High. And now, the Spirit declares, you are entering a new chapter. Not just a season, but a chapter, a completely new divine era. Heaven has moved from watching you to writing with you. You are now a living scroll, carrying revelation, walking in alignment, igniting atmospheres with your very presence. Do you understand the weight of this? The numbers that followed you were not just signs. They were sequences of divine math, sacred equations proving that heaven is in sync with your destiny. Every time you saw 1111, you were being aligned, not just with opportunity, but with the timing of heaven itself. Alignment is not just about position, it's about permission. Heaven was saying, now. Move now. Pray now. Listen now. Obey now. It was calling your spirit into sync with the supernatural. And 444. Oh, how precious that code is in the spirit realm. That is the number of divine order, of angelic guardianship, of governmental shifts in heaven's kingdom. When you saw it, angels were being released. You may not have seen their wings, but you felt their weight. You may not have heard their names, but you walked with their protection. 444 was the echo of heaven's army moving in your favor. It was the whisper that said, "We are here. You are not alone." This is why the resistance increased. This is why people turned, why plans fell apart, why the timing felt strange. Because what was being birthed in you had eternal implications. Hell took notice, but heaven took action. And now, here you are on the edge of September 14, not by coincidence, but by divine choreography. The courtroom of heaven has ruled in your favor, and Archangel Michael stands with sword raised, enforcing the decree. Let the next chapter begin. And what is that chapter? It is a chapter of revelation and responsibility. You are no longer called to wander. You are called to walk in wisdom. You are no longer begging for signs. You are becoming the sign. Your very life will now prophesy. Your footsteps will now establish altars. Your obedience will now shift timelines, not just for you, but for those connected to you. The numbers were heaven's GPS. The signs were confirmation that the plan is unfolding exactly as it should. You may have doubted yourself, but heaven never did. You may have cried in the night, but heaven was writing. You may have wondered if you missed it, but the signs were the Spirit's way of saying, you're right on time. This chapter is sacred. Handle it carefully. Move with reverence. Speak with authority. Pray with precision. And walk knowing this. You are not being followed by numbers. You are being followed by glory. And it will not leave you. Type "I received the next chapter" in the comments if this word has unlocked something in you. Blessing Node 1144 is now releasing prophetic downloads and divine clarity over your life. You've just received confirmation that heaven has not only seen you, but spoken your name in its courts. If this message awakens something deep in your spirit, if it caused tears to fall or fire to rise, then I ask you, not as a suggestion, but as a holy invitation, partner with this prophetic word. This isn't about funding content. This is about fueling a mission to awaken the chosen, to shake the sleeping, to align the remnant. Every seed you sow becomes oil for someone else's awakening, manna for another's moment of revelation. The word says in Isaiah 55:11. So shall my word be that goes forth from my mouth. It shall not return to me void. And today, if this word went forth into you, let it multiply by flowing through you. Support through YouTube Super Thanks, membership, or sow a seed using the PayPal donation link in the video description. Speak with your giving. Move prophetically. Heaven responds when you do. Sow into this moment. Activate your yes. Let the revelation continue to spread like fire. There is a moment in every chosen life when the atmosphere shifts, not because of what is seen, but because of what is finally believed. You are standing in that moment now. Everything you've endured, everything you've seen, everything heaven has whispered to your spirit, it has led you here, to the gate of activation. This is not theory. This is not just prophecy. This is manifestation. You are no longer being prepared. You are being released. Heaven is not waiting on a better season. Heaven is not waiting on more confirmation. Heaven is waiting on your yes. The repeated signs were the knock. The urgency in your spirit was the whisper. The tears at night were your soul signaling to the throne room that you were near your breaking point and your birthing point. And now, heaven is leaning in, waiting for your response. Not just in prayer, not just in thought, but in full, bold, faith-driven action. Decree it now. I align. I agree. I activate. I obey. Because in the spirit realm, nothing moves until agreement is spoken. The angels that have been surrounding you, the very ones 444 confirmed, are waiting on your voice. Authority must be activated by agreement. Heaven is not asking for perfection. Heaven is asking for participation. Can you say yes without all the details? Can you step out before you see the full staircase? Can you move in faith, knowing the path will appear as your feet obey? The divine plan is already in motion. The scrolls have already been written. The shift has already begun. But your obedience is the key that unlocks the manifestation. If you don't move, it delays. If you hesitate, it stalls. But when you say yes, when you declare alignment, when you move forward in boldness, the heavens respond instantly. Angels are loose. Timing bends. Delays break. Doors that seemed sealed swing open at the sound of your voice raised in faith. Now hear this. The signs were not just reminders. They were permissions. 11:11 was heaven's way of saying, you are allowed to move forward now. It was divine confirmation that the season of waiting has expired. 444 was the signature of angelic enforcement, the armies of heaven that will guard your forward momentum. You are not moving alone. You are not stepping into uncertainty. You are stepping into divine alignment. You must begin to speak like one who is chosen. Think like one who is anointed. Walk like one who has been sealed by heaven's authority. You must reject every label of limitation, every opinion rooted in your past, every voice that calls you back to what you've already outgrown. You are no longer available for self-doubt. You are no longer accessible to fear. You have been activated. Even now, declarations are shifting the atmosphere around you. Your voice carries the weight of creation. Speak it. I am in divine alignment. I carry divine authority. I release divine assignments. As you declare it, angels are dispatched. Assignments are activated. Chains are shattered. The heavens respond to faith, not feelings. You have been shown the signs. You have been warned of the war. You have been prepared in silence. Now it is time to move, not with hesitation, but with holy boldness. This is not your practice season. This is your proving ground. This is where the unseen becomes seen, through your obedience. Say yes. Walk forward. Speak louder. Align deeply. Because you are not just a receiver of revelation, you are a carrier of movement. And when your feet hit the ground in obedience, the earth will shake under the weight of your calling. Type my yes is activated in the comments if this is your divine moment. Blessing Code 1212 is now unlocking destiny and divine acceleration over your life. There are transactions taking place that your natural eyes will never witness, but your spirit is already responding to them. There are rooms in heaven's realm that your feet have never entered, but your name echoes inside them like a prophecy fulfilled. There are divine scrolls being handed between angels, sealed with your name, marked with your yes, activated by your obedience. You are not forgot. You are being negotiated for. And right now, in the invisible realm, a silent exchange is taking place. While you sleep, heaven works. While you wonder, heaven answers. While you pray, heaven records. While you fast, heaven fights. This moment is not quiet because nothing is happening. It is quiet because everything important is happening in silence. The loudest battles are often fought in the quietest places. The most violent wars are sometimes fought with whispered prayers and surrendered hearts. There is a realm where angels do not speak in tongues, but in light. There is a courtroom where your tears become testimony and your faith becomes evidence. And in this realm, Archangel Michael stands, sword drawn, overseeing the divine exchange of authority, justice, and inheritance, and your name is on the docket. You may not hear the proceedings, but you are the subject of them. What was stolen is being debated. What was lost is being restored. What was delayed is being expedited. And what was buried is being resurrected. The signs, yes, the ones you keep seeing, were alerts that the exchange had begun. 11:11 marked the alignment of heaven's timing with your obedience. 444 marked the deployment of angelic forces to retrieve what belongs to you. Do not let the silence confuse you. The silence is sacred. It is not absence, it is evidence. You've shifted dimensions, and now your spirit is being handled by heaven's operations. There are decisions being made on your behalf. Your prayers from last year, they were not lost. Your worship during heartbreak, it wasn't ignored. Your choice to walk away from toxic cycles, it wasn't in vain. Heaven saw. Heaven heard. Heaven recorded. And now heaven is releasing. Yes, the reason you've been feeling heavy lately is not because something is wrong. It's because something is being moved into position. A divine weight has been placed upon you, and your spirit is adjusting to the authority it's about to carry. You are feeling the friction between the old and the new, between what you prayed for and what you're finally ready to receive. You're feeling the pull, not back into pain, but forward into power. Can you sense it? Can you feel that strange stillness, the quiet confidence, the sacred pressure? That's not confusion. That's the spiritual atmosphere recalibrating around your obedience. Archangel Michael is not just guarding you, he's escorting the answers back to you. He is overseeing every shift, every release, every divine assignment being transferred into your life. And he's not moving slowly, he's moving strategically. There are relationships being restored right now in the spirit. There are opportunities being realigned. There are keys being reassigned, keys that open doors no man can shut. You are not waiting on heaven. Heaven is returning what's already yours. Restoration is not just coming, it is already happening. Recovery is not a future hope, it is a present exchange. You may not hear the trumpet, but the shift is sounding. You may not see the angel, but the movement is visible in your atmosphere. Do not doubt the silence. Do not question the stillness. In this holy quiet, the greatest transfers are taking place. You have entered the place where obedience meets reward, where warfare meets fulfillment, and where prayer becomes possession. And everything the enemy said you lost is being divinely returned, with interest. Type "I receive heaven's exchange" in the comments if your spirit knows this is for you. Blessing code 7777 is now unlocking the restoration flow over your life. Justice is not an idea. It is a movement from heaven. It is not a theory, it is a decree. And when heaven speaks, the earth must bow. You who have waited, you who have been misunderstood, mistreated, mislabeled, you who were mocked in the silence, accused in the stillness, attacked in the delay, you are now standing on the edge of divine reversal. The scales have tipped. The hour has turned. The verdict has been released. And justice is not just coming, it has already begun. Archangel Michael stands not only as a warrior, but as a divine enforcer. He is not a passive observer of injustice. He is the sword of correction, the flame of divine balance. He does not forget what man tries to erase. He does not overlook what others tried to bury. He remembers every word that was spoken against you, every seed that was sown in dishonor, every delay that was orchestrated by dark agendas, and he has come to settle the accounts. Do not mistake God's patience for divine neglect. Heaven does not forget. Heaven does not overlook. Heaven does not abandon its own. You may have felt like justice was far away, like the wicked were rising and the pure were perishing. But now, in this sacred hour, the Lord says, enough. The books are open. The accounts are clear. And the season of reversal is here. What was taken will be returned, multiplying. What was said in secret will be exposed in the light. What was meant to bury you will now bless you. The traps your enemies set will now ensnare their own plans. Every arrow that was fired at you in the dark will return to sender, sevenfold. Not because you're vengeful, but because heaven is just. You see, justice in the kingdom is not merely punishment. It is prophetic reversal. It is divine proof that your obedience was not in vain. The seasons you endured in silence, the moments you cried without witnesses, the relationships that shattered when you needed them most, all of it has been brought before the judge of the universe. And now he speaks, restore, redeem, reverse. This is why the signs have not stopped. 1111 has been echoing because your alignment is perfect for divine compensation. 444 keeps appearing because heaven's armies have now shifted into enforcement mode. This is not just protection. This is divine retaliation. The enemy violated heavenly timing when he touched you, and now Michael has been released to reverse what hell tried to ruin. Don't be surprised when things begin to turn suddenly. Don't be shocked when the people who left now need the wisdom you carry. Don't be hesitant when what you lost shows up in better form. This is not coincidence. This is court-ordered restitution. Heaven has signed off on your turnaround, and what was once a season of sorrow is now being rewritten into a testimony of supernatural favor. The ones who mocked you will watch you rise. The ones who misjudged your silence will witness your crowning. The ones who thought you were finished will have to admit, God had the final say. You will not chase revenge. You will not beg for apology. Heaven is handling it. And when heaven handles it, no man can undo what has been done. The reversal will not be subtle. It will be supernatural. The justice will not be delayed. It will be divine. And the story they wrote about your failure will now be overshadowed by the script God wrote about your future. Type "I receive divine justice" in the comments if this word confirms what your spirit has already felt. Blessing Code 2020 is activating reversal and recompense in your life now. And now, as this message draws to a close, something holy settles into the atmosphere. A weight. A presence. A confirmation. The signs have spoken. The angels have moved. The courts of heaven have ruled. The time has come. You have not imagined this season. You have not misread the numbers. 1111 was not a glitch. It was a gate. A portal of alignment opened over your life, inviting your spirit to rise into time with heaven's rhythm. 444 was not a coincidence. It was confirmation. The angelic hosts surrounding you, assigned to you, dispatched for you. Together, these signs were not warnings of destruction. They were whispers of destiny. And today, September 14, was never just a day. It was a divine appointment written before the foundations of the earth. A scroll was unsealed. A chapter was turned. And your name was called. Not whispered. Not suggested. Paul. Marked. Affirmed in heaven's presence. You are not lost. You are not behind. You are exactly where heaven expected you to be for such a time as this. The path ahead is not free of resistance, but it is full of revelation. and you will walk with eyes open and head lifted, because you now carry what cannot be stolen: divine clarity. What others will miss, you will discern. Where others will wander, you will walk in prophetic timing. And when the enemy tries to question your identity, the signs will respond in your defense, because they didn't come from man, they came from the throne. You are not a seeker anymore. You are a steward. Not just a dreamer, but a deliverer. You are not the broken one. You are the called one. Chosen. Equipped. Sent. So I declare over you now, by the authority of the one who commands angel armies, that you are sealed in truth, seen in glory, and sent in power. Let every false label burn off your identity. Let every delay now serve as divine development. Let every unanswered prayer echo back to you as fulfilled prophecy. The plan of God is not coming. It is not forming. It is unfolding now. You are no longer waiting. You are walking in it. With clarity. With protection. With angelic backing. And most importantly, with Archangel Michael leading the way. Go forward. Eyes open. Spirit alert. Tongue ready. You are aligned. You are activated. You are appointed. You are sealed, seen, and sent. Nothing can stop what has already been written. Type "I am sealed in destiny" in the comments if this word completes the confirmation in your spirit. Blessing code 9999 now rests upon your journey, finalizing this divine chapter with peace, power, and prophetic precision. If this word resonated in your spirit like a divine echo, if you felt heaven draw close as you listen, then this is your moment to respond. Not with silence, not with hesitation, but with seed, with support, with prophetic action. This ministry doesn't operate on algorithms. It flows on anointing. And your giving today is not about helping me. It's about helping heaven reach the next soul. Just as this message found you when you needed it most, your support ensures it finds someone else. Isaiah 60:22 says, "When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen." This is that time. This is that word. This is your opportunity to align not just in spirit, but in supernatural obedience. Support this message through YouTube Super Thanks. Join as a monthly member, or sow directly through the PayPal donation link in the video description. When you give, you activate. When you activate, you accelerate. Now is the time to move. Don't let this moment pass. Heaven is watching. Angels are waiting. Your obedience has power. Go. So, seal it.